All right, everybody, welcome to the first episode of Digital UFTA Complete. This is the big legacy project that your old Uncle Darren has been working on for years, and I'm happy to share it with you all today. So let's just dive right in. What the screen that you're looking at is the website that you can actually play the game on, either in practice mode or in professional mode. Okay, so how do we get there? Well, that website is, again, if you highlight it up here at the top, it's https:// UFTA complete, all one word, dot, on render's the name of the website, .com. Okay, and so if you just click that, if you just type this out in your web browser, you'll find the page, and you'll find that you can play for free in practice mode. Okay, so what is this? Well, this is the lobby screen, and what that means is you can, in fact, from this screen, uh, you can invite players from around the world. You can invite your own family and friends. They can enjoy it together. Or you can invite people you don't know yet, and they can enjoy it as well. Okay, so they just have to be, they have to have an internet connection, that matters, and just access to the website, right? And obviously, to be more fun, they do need a few other things like, well, you need a laptop computer, or you need a smartphone, or you need some way of connecting. But if you have all that, you're good to go. So here's the lobby screen, and so it should have your name. In this example, it happens to be my name. But this person is the administrator. So if you go up here to the top and you click on admin, you can see there's a player database, and it has user and the join date and games and all kinds of cool stats and information. Okay, so we're going to back out of that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so here we go. So we're back in the game. So I'm the admin, and I am basically putting out the invitations to invite other players. Okay, and so that's a really cool idea. Um, but at the moment, I don't have anyone, and so if I'm kind of lonely and no one wants to play, then what I can do instead is I can play versus bots. Okay, so I'm going to click that. I'm going to play versus bots. And you'll notice when I do this, I've got several options here. It says play mode. There's individual role play, and then there's simultaneous role play. Okay. And what's the difference between those? Well, the individual role play just means like a standard, like you're playing a standard board game, you just take turns playing, right? It's my turn, then it's your turn after I'm done. Simultaneous role play allows us to have many, many people playing the game at the same time. And instead of everybody taking a turn and it takes forever, what we can do instead is we all uh, roll the same number and we all take our turn at the same time. Okay, but we will all have different decisions. That's the beauty of the game. Everyone's decisions are going to be slightly different and varied, and making for a super competitive and compelling game. And so this is a way for you to play the game with as many people around the world as you'd like, and it still is only going to be an hour and a half a game session. So that is an amazing feature of this technology. I'm very proud of it, and it's very cool. Okay, so game category, we've got practice mode. As I said before, it's free. So everybody who's learning the game, has never heard of UFTA, would like to try it out with their family, they can do that. And there's no cost to you. And you can spend as long as you like in the practice mode learning the rules, learning all the tips and tactics and strategies and cool things you can do. And then we've got professional mode. Now, the way this works is it's connected to Stripe, which is a payment web service. It's kind of like PayPal, if you're familiar with PayPal. And the idea is every person who wants to play the game pays a registration fee of, at the moment, $9. Okay, and so what does that give me? Well, what that does is it creates a prize pool of money so that the first, second, and third place winners of the game will be compensated. If you scroll down here, you take a look, it says professional prize distribution. So if I win first place, I get 50% of the prize pool. Okay, if there's only 2 players, the winner takes all. So that's a really cool concept. Second place gets 30%, and third place gets 20% of the pool. So you'll notice you are incentivized and motivated to try to recruit as many players as possible to your game session if, in fact, your goal is to try to win more money, win more cash. Okay? And again, that's only in the professional mode. You don't have to play professionally. You can just enjoy the game on a casual basis. So there's beautiful options of doing both. Okay, so that takes care of that. Then we have a question about extended gameplay. So the idea is in UFTA, you run out of crops from the draw bag, right? And the game is over. Once you do that, you go into final harvest phase. And some people might not be satisfied with just playing an hour and a half. They may feel like the game cut short for them, and they want to play an extended version. And so they can do that by refilling the bag with discarded crops. And that's going to extend the game somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. So a 1.5 hour game becomes 2 hours. Okay, and then finally, of course, we have the start game mode, but we also have this option over here of choosing our bot, their experience level. Right now it's on level 5 for Jose, and you'll notice you can scroll through here and you can check out the experience levels and the degree to which these bots will play a focused and concentrated, compelling game with you. So I'm just going to bump it up all the way to Marie. She's the Grand Master, okay? She'll clean my clock, and I don't think I've won against her. Although, to be honest, I've been testing and have never really tried my best against her. So we'll put her in, see what happens. Okay, and then I think I'm ready to start. So all you have to do is just click on the Start Game button. Okay. And, wow, there should be a response. What is the issue? Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I do have a really nasty, some sort of a virus or bug that's always sending me the McAfee. I'm sure you get those too. I just ignore them. Oh, here's the problem. Whenever you're not sure of something, always check the log. If you could scroll down to the bottom here, it says connection messages. Cannot start. Darren only has $1 in their wallet. $9 is required. So that means I put it on professional mode when I really meant to put it on practice mode. So now we'll be okay. We go to practice mode, and let's go ahead and start. And then the music should start. In case you're wondering, this is music that I've composed specifically for UFTA. But you can, in fact, play your own music if you wish. That's the beauty of it. The idea is to spend quality time with your family and friends and play your favorite music and eat your favorite food and all the favorite stuff. So the music's a little loud, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into settings. So I click on the settings button. And then I go down here to background music, and I'll just turn that down. Yeah, so you can still hear me. Okay. Now you'll notice while we're in settings, we'll go ahead and check this out. Here's the game resource. Here's the official rule book. If you just click on that, you'll get a chance to read the entire PDF of the rule book. In case there's any questions or contentious debates, anything that comes up, you can just go ahead and access this particular file, and you can read for yourself what the designer intended. That would be me. It's a little slow to load, but I guess it will load. Anyway, I'll just leave it to you. We won't wait for it. So we're going to head back, and we're going to close the settings. And so let's just talk about, do we know what the goal of UFTA is? Well, the goal, if you read the rule book, is to just grow organic vegetables. Each of you is a farmer, an organic farmer, and you're trying to feed your local communities with healthy, fresh fruits and, well, not fruits, but vegetables, and earn hunger tokens in the process, okay? And so, yeah, each of us owns a farm. We begin the game with a few things. We begin with 6 crops. These are listed here in the weight cue tray. I've got beans, chard corn, twice, peas, and carrots. And then we also have a farmer's market, which shows us the value of all 12 of the crops. There's 12 crops in UFTA, 60 of them total in the bag. And it tells us the beginning crops. The beginning values are randomly generated at the beginning of the game. Okay. And so throughout the game, you'll always be comparing your weight cue crops with your farmer's market. Okay. And we'll get to the growing season a little bit later. If I scroll down here into the growers section, it'll tell me how many people are playing the game. And right now I've selected a solo. So that's fine for now. A solo game is just me. You can play alone. That's fine. Or you can play with a virtually unlimited number of more players when you think about it. So that's a really cool feature. And anyway, here are the things you're given at the beginning of the game. You have 4 fields. You have 2 fender doodles, which we can talk about later. Okay. But yeah, let's just go ahead and see what happens when we start. UFTA is a dice-driven game. Another resource I have is if I click on explanatory card, you'll see this graphic load, and it'll show you what happens on each of the different die rolls. Everything depends on die roll outcomes in UFTA. And so if we take a look here, we can see clearly on our explanatory card, which has a front and a back, we see that number 1 is draw an adversity card and follow the instructions on the card. Number 2 is swap 2 crops in the market, or you can purchase an adversity card. Number 3 is a gamble option where you can pay to continue gambling, but you have to keep paying more and more tokens as you go. And you could run out, which means bankruptcy procedures happen, and we could talk about that later. Number 4, 5, and 6 are the productive farm rolls, and you can use 2 actions to rent or purchase equipment from the resource shop. And on number 5, you can purchase the farm crew, which is a major purchase in the game, a major feature. And then, of course, die roll 6 is infamous because with it, you can go on the attack, and you can actually sabotage attack other opponents with your actions. Okay, and we won't go on about the nuts and bolts of the second half of this explanatory card. You can find that out on your own. All right, so headed back. Oh, I lost the connection. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, I guess we're going to start the game over, but that's fine. So do be aware if you hit the back button, you'll likely destroy the game you're playing. We don't want that. This time we're going to add a bot, though. So we're going to add Maria. Yep, start. Okay, so now I think we're ready to start. Okay, so the first thing I do is, this is the main menu up here, and I just want to roll the dice. So you'll notice that there's a dice animation, and it works smoothly. I've started on a die roll 4. There's lots of information up here. The most important, really, at the top is this tells you how many tokens you begin the game with. And if you begin the game with 5 tokens. And we'll talk about soil amendments later. But these are all the options that you can do. In UFTA, you have two actions that you can perform on your turn, and then any number of activities. And I won't go in the difference between those two. You can look that up in the rules book. But on my first action, I'm going to disc, let's say. So I scroll down to here where I can see my fields. Right now, they're unharrowed. They're virgin fields that haven't been turned over yet. So I'm just going to pick one. This one. And it says Sudan grass. And Sudan grass refers to the cover crop. Oh, and check this out. I get the field harvest history. That shows me, this will tell me what crops have been planted on this field. And that's going to matter because there's a crop cartel where you can, in fact, earn more hunger tokens based on whether or not you harvest 3 or more of the same crop on the same field or on multiple fields. Okay, so that matters. You'll have to excuse me, there'll be a white pop-up over here every once in a while. I've got the pop-ups disabled, but they may interrupt the game. Not sure quite how to fix that, but you know, I got tech-savvy people who know what they're doing. They can help me out. Anyway, there's the Sudan grass. We did our first action, which is in fact to hook up the disc. Now we do have a tractor that's not actually represented. I may have to add that to the features. But the tractor is a given at the beginning of the game because you begin with a tractor, 5 tokens, 4 fields, and 6 crops in your weight queue tray, and 2 fender doodles. And a partridge and a pear tree, but not really. Okay, and so the next action we're going to do is plant. Now notice if you look at these action possibilities, there's disc, plant, cultivate, and harvest. Those have to be completed in a 1, 2, 3, 4 order. And the rent price for each of these items is 1 token. Okay. So, bearing that in mind, that's what should determine how much money you spend on your first round of production. I know I'm going to spend 4 tokens. I only have 5, so I've got to do everything exactly right on this first turn. So I'm going to plant, and I'm going to plant carrots instead. Okay, so I just click on the carrots, and it automatically follows the mouse. Then I just click again, and so there's the carrots. They're planted successfully in the field. Okay, now my turn is done. This gives me the crop history again. I can just close that, and I'm going to go ahead and end turn. Okay, and so after I do that, then it's going to be Maria's turn. And she... Oh, and I should say in between turns, there's a trading phase. It's always going to pop this bubble up so that it'll ask you whether or not you want to trade or not. And so you can initiate a trade. If I click on that, you can see here's a menu options for looking at what's in my weight queue tray. And I can trade any number of crops for any number from... I can ask for whatever I want from Maria. I don't know what she has, but I'm going to try to figure it out. And so there's that option. Generally speaking, though, most of us will skip trading. That's the normal thing to do, unless you're just very good at it. In which case, the game does reward you, you know, for being a good trader. You end up with one of the master cards at the end of the game. There's 4 or 5 things to master in UFTA. And it's kind of a lifelong trajectory, a lifelong goal that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so I'm going to skip trading for now. We've passed Maria's turn. Well, she's rolled a 5. If she doesn't respond immediately, you can always go up here and there will be a force bot to move button. Okay, if things lag. In this case, it hasn't, so I'm just going to skip trading. She's finished her turn. She planted broccoli, as I can see over here in her field. So I'll skip trading. Then I go just back up here to roll die. And it's my turn again. I rolled a 5, which is another productive farm roll. Okay, so the next steps after disking and planting are cultivating and harvesting. So I'm going to hit the cultivate button, scroll down, and you'll notice there's a sprinkler that turns on. Cultivating means watering and weeding, just giving the plants tender loving care, TLC. And so, we've accomplished that. And the next phase, of course, is to harvest because they're ripe. Okay, so now in real life, this doesn't really go this quickly. There's growing seasons for each crop that you plant, 30 to 60 days usually, about a month and 2 months. And you hear the ka-ching sound of their cash register, which means we've, in fact, we have harvested our crop. And if you look up here, now we have 13 farm tokens on our farm. So that's a pretty good deal. That's kind of the point of the game. Now notice here, if we flash in red, it says you have 7 crops, please discard down to 6. Okay, so that means I've got to get rid of one of these crops. I'm going to get rid of my lowest crop. So that seems like a good idea. So I hit the broccoli and it disappeared. This goes back to normal. That means I was successful in removing it. Because I discarded a crop, that means the value of that crop moved up. Okay, that's always the case in UFTA. Whenever you remove a crop and discard it, the value is going to go up, which means it affects the value of another crop. Okay. All right, so we're going to end the turn. Now it's Maria's turn. We'll skip trading. She rolled a 4. And if I'm wondering what she's doing, if I can't see it right here on the grower screen, I can in fact go down here to match status. And it says, oh, Marie paid 1 token to the expense container, and she harrowed 1 field. That's that. Now, she did the bare minimum. In UFTA, you only have to do 1 action. You don't have to perform both actions, but obviously it doesn't make sense if you don't complete both actions. You're trying to score the most hunger tokens. So that's a problem with the bots that I'll have to address later. Okay, but we're skipping trading for now. I'm going to hit the roll dice here. Now we're going to look at some other options up here. One thing you can do in UFTA is you can donate. If somebody, you'll notice that bad things happen in UFTA just as they do in real life. There's adversities and obstacles and trials and tribulations and things to overcome. And it turns out people need help. And so if you decide you want to help your neighbor, help your opponent, or help your friend, you can be very useful and helpful by donating. And it shows right here, if I click on this, I can in fact donate a crop from my weight cue tray to replace maybe some crops that were removed or returned from my opponents. Okay. So that's just a way to bear in mind. There's other ways to play, You don't have to play nasty in UFTA. You can always play diplomatically and tactfully. Or not. I mean, it's really up to you, Whatever baggage you bring to the table is going to be reflected in the game. So that's kind of how that goes. Now we're ready for this item over here, which is the equipment shop. So in UFTA, once you start acquiring more of these farm tokens, what you can in fact do is go into the equipment shop, and this is a resource area for people who want to make upgrades to their farm. Okay, so here we have the disc. The information listed on the graphic shows that the disc is worth 15 tokens if I wish to purchase it. At the beginning of the game, I'm too poor. I only have 5 tokens, right? I didn't inherit very much. And so what I'm trying to do is if I want to use the disc, I have to rent it. And the rent price is 1 token per item. Okay? So that's kind of how that goes. But later on, if I want to purchase, I can purchase it for 15. And then I can begin, instead of working on 1 field space at a time, I can work on multiple field spaces all at once for the same cost of 1 action. So that's a really tremendous benefit. Here's the cedar, same setup for it. It's worth 12 tokens. If you'll notice, the resource shop items are broken up into 3 categories. The essential equipment, which is the disc, seeder, cultivator, and harvester. Those are the basic 4 elements of farming. You have to have those in order to do anything. Then the middle category is beneficial upgrades. Okay. And finally, the 3rd category is industrial solutions. Okay. That's the top tier, and these items are the most expensive. Okay. You won't acquire these unless you've maybe mastered the game in some respects. Okay. But anyway, yeah, you can check these out. There's informational bubbles that'll appear on each one to give you more information. Okay, so we'll just close that out. That takes care of the resource shop. Other actions we can perform, which may not be familiar to people who've played the board game. There are a few things I've added into this digital version, which includes fertilizing. If I hit the fertilizer token, it costs 2 tokens, but I can come down. Whoops, I don't have any fields ready. Maybe I can do it over here. Yeah. Anyway, fertilizing allows you to skip the cultivation phase entirely. Promote, this refers to promoting and placing fender doodles. And the fender doodles are a really cool item because they can, in fact, they have a doubling effect. They double the value of anything that they're placed on, but they can also keep items from moving in the farmer's market. If you place a fender doodle on radishes here on the 9 spot, you can keep it from moving and secure its place, which really matters because later in the game you might want to perform multi-crop combos. Okay, in which case, if I had kale and radishes and carrots all together, then I could score a huge bonus. It's a triple multiplier effect. Okay, and so we want to bear that in mind as well. Okay, so that's promoting fender doodle, placing fender doodle. The reason you would promote it is because fender doodles can be placed on the side as a baby. They begin as babies, and then they grow up to become adults, and they have a broader protective function. We've got the deploy guard tokens. Guard tokens are simply using your own hunger tokens that come up here from the farm and placing them on assets such as crops or maybe equipment that you might acquire, or even adversity cards that you've purchased on Die Roll 2. They have a protective feature so that whenever the adversities hit, they protect the asset that's underneath them. Okay, it's the guard token that gets taken away instead. Okay, and so what else have we got? Maybe doodles. The maybe doodle is speculating in the market. I can place 3 tokens in the first growing season on a crop. And if that crop comes to harvest by any of my opponents or by myself, I can double the money that I speculated with. Okay, so that's a big deal as well. Liquidation, of course, is a feature where if you have guard tokens on adversity cards that will be gathering right here, what you can do is you can liquidate off of there the money slowly in 5 token increments and get your money back. Because otherwise, if you try to play the adversity card with a guard token on it, you're going to lose the money. Okay. So we have liquidate assets. That's for when you want to acquire the Master Giver card. I think it's the Master Giver. Let's take a look. Oh, I guess I don't have information. Anyway, it says all assets liquidated. So this is one of the hardest cards to earn because most of us are very materially oriented. It's important to gather money, resources, power, wealth, and all kinds of stuff. But the compulsion to give That's a muscle that has to be exercised, right? Yeah. So, well, because our survival instincts dictate that we do certain things to protect ourselves, rather than be generous. And so, anyway, you can. I hope you're getting the sense from this tutorial that UFTA will accommodate all kinds of different human characteristics, behaviors, attributes, personalities. Okay, it's once again, whatever you bring to the table, and the best ideas will rise to the top, right? Okay, and so here's a markup activity. That's been an added feature, and so that simply means using your own farm tokens that you've acquired to raise the price of these resource shop items. If you don't want the cedar to be 12, you don't want someone to get it, you can raise the price to 20. Okay? But again, you have to use your own, you have to risk your own hunger tokens being spent. Okay. And I think that's going to do it for now. I'm not going to go into depth in this tutorial explaining all the different features of the resource shop items, but at this point you should just have a basic working knowledge of how the game operates and how you can play each other. One thing I definitely don't want to neglect is this little guy right down here. If you go to this bubble that says grower chat, you can in fact chat with all the other people that you are playing. Hi, everyone. Okay. And I think there is a little bit of I might have, there's like a moderator just to make sure no one's doing anything, discriminatory or bullying. We certainly don't want cyberbullying on our game. And so that's that. All right, so this has been a brief overview of what you can do with UFTA. We haven't talked about the adversity cards. Maybe I can get those to come up really quick, because they are going to hit. This plant. Radishes. We like radishes going in the ground. Okay, so Maria went bankrupt. This is important. It shows that the weight queue audit is happening, and you're going to choose one of her 6 crops, and you're going to remove it from her weight queue tray. You also, by the way, get to see all of her stuff. So that's another negative effect of going bankrupt. But we're going to say get rid of your carrots. And so now we have to draw something valued at 11 or less to replace what we removed. Okay, so we're going to keep drawing. We'll keep hitting this button until it makes the replacement. Okay, skip trading for now. We're just going to see if an adversity hits. See what that looks like. So we'll cultivate and harvest. Harvest. Okay. And too many crops. So we'll get rid of the radishes. Skip trading for now. Gamble. Alright, we're gambling. But still no adversities. So we're just planting. Now notice I'm going really quickly. You can decide what to do on your own with a little bit more strategy and deeper thinking. The best way to maximize your harvest opportunities is score the most hunger tokens. Okay, so now we've come upon our first adversity. Here we have a drought, and it says remove 2 crops from the fields. And you have two options. You can acknowledge and apply, or you can gamble. Now, I'm not sure why. I'm going to, to be honest, I'm going to have to check this feature because I rolled a 1. You really shouldn't be able to gamble. So I'm going to see if this works. Yeah, so that's a mistake. We'll definitely have to fix. So as you can see, UFTA, Digital UFTA Complete, the complete part might be a misnomer because in fact, there are still some ongoing issues. There's some bugs and other things that need worked out. But on the whole, it's an efficient machine. It's running, it's up and going, and you should be able to complete a game without any real snags. But as soon as I say that, I'm sure something else will pop up. So I guess you can never say completed. Anyway, so I think that's going to do it for me in this particular tutorial video. I hope you found everything accessible and easy. By the way, I am working on trying to figure out how to make this accessible to more people with disabilities via like sight, or maybe you're deaf. We're always looking at new options and ways to just to bring everybody under the tent, under the umbrella, and be as inclusive as possible. All right, so that's going to do it for me. If you have any further questions, just let me know. This is your old Uncle Darren, over and out. And until next time, everybody, keep on playing UFTA, okay? Have a good day.